Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Scope IIT. Today we will discuss about a very important topic, canonical cover of functional dependency. It is important for your UGC NET GATE, even it is important for your university exam also. Okay, so before that, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you can receive latest notification. Okay, so let us start. Canonical cover of functional dependency, which is also known as minimal cover. Okay. Now, what do you mean by canonical cover of functional dependency? So, we know that in the functional dependency, when we closely observe, it might contain the redundant attribute. Now, what do you mean by redundant attribute? That means duplicate attribute. Okay. So, the ability of removing this redundant attribute without affecting the capabilities of functional dependency, that is basically known as canonical cover. So, as we know that functional dependency that can have redundant attribute. So if we remove that redundant attribute, then our functional dependency capability, okay, so it should not affect our functional dependency capability. How to do that? So that is basically done by canonical cover of functional dependency, which is also known as minimal cover. So how we can perform it? So we can do it by 3 steps. Step 1, decompose a functional dependency using decomposition rule. Now what do you mean by decomposition rule? That means single attribute on right hand side. So on the right hand side we can have only single attribute. I will explain you with one example. For example, if I have C tends to AB, this is one functional dependency I have. So you can see on right hand side there is more than one attribute, right? So here how to decompose it? If I write it like this, C tends to A, C tends to B. Now basically this will become decomposition rule. We have applied here decomposition rule. On right hand side we are having only single attribute. Okay. So whatever functional dependency you will get, first of all you have to apply decomposition rule over there. Step 2, remove extraneous attribute. Now what do you mean by extraneous attribute? And what is the second step? They said that remove extraneous attribute from LHS of functional dependency having 2 or more attributes. So now what is extraneous attribute? Extraneous attribute basically that is the attribute, if its presence or absence in the functional dependency, that will not change the set of attribute that can be determined from the dependency. That means if we remove also, okay, if we will remove that attribute from the functional dependency, that will not affect our functional dependency. That is basically known as extraneous attribute. Now, I'll explain with one example so it will be more clear to you. For example, if I have an attribute like AB tends to CD, then I have A tends to E, then E tends to C. Okay, now here one more thing, extraneous attribute we always check on left hand side. So on left hand side if you are having more than one single element, okay, then you should check that element for extraneous attribute. So let us find the closure of AB from this functional dependency. Okay, so closure of AB as per the reflexive property, first of all AB. Okay, now you can see, don't consider this functional dependency. Okay, so other than, okay, remove this functional dependency. Now check what closure you can find. So closure of AB, first of all AB, from AB I can get E, so I will write here E, and from E I can get C. So you can check without using this functional dependency, I can get C on right hand side. So my C is an extraneous attribute. It is basically an extra attribute. Okay. So if I remove it from this functional dependency, that will not affect my functional dependency. So if I remove extraneous attribute, it will become AB tends to D, because D we cannot get from this closure, right? If we will get D also now, then we will remove this line only. Okay. Then A tends to E and E tends to C we will get. I hope it's clear. Then the last step, remove functional dependency having transitivity. Now what do you mean by transitivity? Suppose if I have A tends to B and B tends to C, and even I have A tends to C in my functional dependency. So you can see, I can get A to B, I can get B to C. So if I want to get C from A, I can get it, right? A to B, B to C. So no need of this extra line. So we can remove this transitive attribute. Got it? So that is your third step. So we'll understand this 3-step, okay, with this example. So we'll solve this example. In that example also I will explain this 3-step again. See. Okay, so let us solve this example. The functional dependency given B to A, AD to C, C to ABD. Step 1. What is our step 1? Decompose the functional dependency using decomposition rule. So here you can see first functional dependency B to A. On right hand side there is single attribute. Okay, so no need to decompose it. Second one AD to C. So here also in AD to C on right hand side we are having single. So no need to apply decomposition rule. But in the last one C to ABD on right hand side there are 3 terms. So we need to apply decomposition rule. So it will become C tends to ABD, sorry, it will become C tends to A, C tends to B and C tends to D. So this is your step 1. Now step 2. In step 2, remove extraneous attributes. So if you see here in this functional dependency, now we will check in step 1 functional dependency. Okay. Now here on left hand side, there is 2 attribute is present only as AD. Check here on left hand side, only AD have 2 attributes. Okay. So we will solve this one AD. Let us find the closure of AD. Let us find the closure of AD. So closure of AD is first of all AD as per reflexive property. Other than that, it's B to A, not A to B, okay. So I cannot get this even, no. So we will get only AD. So there is no extraneous attribute present in this functional dependency, okay. So that the functional dependency will be same in step 2 also. Then step 3, remove transitive dependency. So check, is there any transitive dependency present here? Yes, it's there. See, from C to B. So I can get C to B, then even I have B to A. So B to A. And even we have A to C. Is it a transitive dependency? Yes. So we already have C to B, we already have B to A. Okay, if you want to go from C to A, we can go through C to B, B to A. So no need of this functional dependency. So we can remove this line. So what will be the minimal cover for this question? Minimal cover for this question will become B to A, AD to C, then C to A will be removed as per transitivity, C to B and C to D. So this is your minimal cover for the given question. I hope it's clear. Now let us solve one previous year UGC NET and GATE questions based on same topic. This is your UGC NET December 2019 question. An organization need to maintain a database having 5 attributes A, B, C, D, E. These attributes are functionally dependent on each other and the given set of functional dependencies are. So these are the functional dependency given A to BC, D to E, BC to D and A to D. Okay. So first of all, I'll write this functional dependency over here. We will have A to BC, then D to E, then BC to D, then A to D. Okay. Now see. So in this functional dependency, so what was our step 1? Step 1 was decomposition rule. Okay. Step 1. That means apply decomposition rule on the given functional dependency. So here you can see on right hand side, if there is more than one attribute, then we have to apply decomposition rule on that functional dependency. So here you can see there is only one functional dependency we have A to BC. So if we will apply here decomposition rule, it will become A to B, A to C, D to E, BC to D and A to D. Okay. So that was your step 1. What was your step 2? Step 2, that is remove extraneous attribute. Okay, so extraneous attribute, I already explained. Extraneous attribute means on left hand side, if you will have more than one attribute, okay, then only you should check extraneous attribute. So here if you see on left hand side, there is only one at functional dependency which is having more than one attribute. Okay, so find the closure of BC. If you will find the closure of BC as per reflexive property, we will get BC. Okay, but other than BC, we will not get anything because here we need A, D, A. Got it? So it's not possible to get D if you find the closure property of BC. So there is no extraneous attribute present in this given functional dependency. So it will be the same one. Then step 3, remove transitivity. Remove transitivity means, see here, let us check, is there any transitivity present? See, from A, we can get B, and from BC, we can get D, right? So that means if we have B also, we will get D, right? So from BC, we will get D. So if you want to get A to D, I can get from A to B, B to D, right? So here, A to D is nothing but transitive attribute. So we can remove this attribute. So what will be the answer for this question? It will become A to B, A to C, D to E, and BC to D. Let us check which option will match. Option A to B, A to C, BC to D, and D to E. Yes, perfect. So the correct answer for this question is option A. I hope it's clear. Let us solve one more question. This is your GATE CSE 2017 question. Okay. Now see what they have asked in this question. The following functional dependency hold true for the relational schema are V, W, X, Y, Z. So what functional dependency they have given here? V to W, VW to X, Y to Vx, and Y to Z. Okay, what is the question? Which one of the following is irreducible equivalent for this set of functional dependency? So here the question is which one of the following is irreducible equivalent for this set of functional dependency? So to find irreducible equivalent, first of all you need to find the minimal cover only. Okay, so don't get confused with this word Here the question is which one of the following is irreducible equivalent for this set of functional dependency. So here don't get confused with this word irreducible equivalent. Okay, so to find irreducible equivalent, we have to find minimal cover only. Okay, so the same step we will apply. Step 1. What was step 1? Apply decomposition rule. So see on right hand side, here we are having two elements, right? So it will become V to W, VW to X, Y to, now there are two now, so we'll decompose it. Y to V, Y to X. So step 2 I told you to find extraneous attribute. Okay, so see here on left hand side where we have two attributes or more than one attribute. So here we have VW. Okay, so if you will find the closure of V, if we will find the closure of V, we will get V itself as per reflexive. From V, we can get W, and if we have VW, we can get X also. Right? So that means if we find a closure of V, we can get W, right? And similarly, if we find the closure of W, we will get only W. We will not get V or any other attribute, right? So here, from V closure, we can get W, right? So here, no need of this W. If I remove this W, okay, so it will work. So now after step 2, what will be a functional dependencies? It will become, I'll write it here. After step 2, your functional dependency will become, now see here, so that what? After step 2, we will get our functional dependency as V to W, VW to X. We will get our functional dependency as V to W. Then we will get, see, VW, so W to X will be removed, right? Because we can get it. So here we will get V to X, then Y to V, Y to X, and Y to Z. Okay. Now, That is all about the step 2. Now step 3. What was our step 3? Step 3 is nothing but your transitivity. So we have to remove transitivity from this given functional dependency. Okay, so if you will see here, from y to v, okay, so we can get y to v and we can get v to x. Y to v, v to x, okay, and here even they have given the functional dependency y to x. Y to x. So this is your transitivity. So if you remove y to x, this will not affect your functional dependency. Why? Because if you want to go to y to x now, we can go through v. Y to v, v to x. So we can remove this. Okay. So after removing this functional dependency, what will your final answer? Your final answer will be v to w, v to x, y to v and y to z. Now let us check out of this 4 option which is the correct one. So see, we have v to w, v to x, y to yes. The correct answer for this question is option A. I hope it's clear. If you like the video, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.